Good morning and welcome to Business Insights. I am Alfreda Ambe-Bassi. Before we get into today's topic of discussion, let's keep you informed with happenings in the world of business. On our top business news today, the Nigerian beer industry is grappling with significant challenges as the first 3 quarters of 2023 reveal a sharp increase in input costs for major players. International breweries, Guinness Nigeria, Champion Breweries and Nigerian breweries collectively saw their input costs rise to 67.6% of total revenue, up from 65.3% during the same period last year. Nigerian breweries faced the highest input cost of 249.24 billion naira, leading to a loss after tax of 57.19 billion naira in contrast to profit in 2022. International breweries, on the other hand, saw a growth in input costs to 145.13 billion naira, but achieved a profit after tax of 28.55 billion naira. Guinness Nigeria's input cost stood at 41.4 billion naira, resulting in a profit drop to 2.6 billion naira. Champion Breweries faced rising input costs, contributing to a loss after tax of 77.69 million naira, compared to a profit in 2022. And in a progressive report, the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers (CIS) at its 27th annual conference in Abeokuta conferred fellowship on 51 individuals among the 122 new associate members earlier admitted. According to CIS, this aims to enhance global competitiveness through training and certification, emphasizing integrity for certified professionals. The conference, themed Appraising New Trends in the Global Financial Market, addressed key financial market trends and featured collaboration commitments from Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun. The president of the Institute, Oluwole Adeosun, urged for adherence to the Code of Ethics, noting that success can be achieved through ethical conduct. The SEC Director General Lamido Yuguda also highlighted the importance of staying informed in the evolving global capital markets landscape. And moving on, the global aviation industry has observed a rise in air cargo market, particularly driven by a 31.5% year-on-year increase in international belly capacity. Despite falling trade volumes and high jet ski for sale in fuel prices, air cargo showed modest growth of 1.9% in September 2023. The International Air Transport Association notes the strength of air cargo's value proposition, citing positive indicators like manufacturing PMI improvement. Notably, Asia Pacific Airlines demonstrated a substantial 7.7% growth, while North American carriers experienced a 2.2% decrease in cargo volumes. Meanwhile, the Middle Eastern carriers stood out with a 2.5% year-on-year increase, as African, European, and Latin American carriers had mixed performances. Overall, the industry remains cautiously optimistic for a robust year-end peak season. In another story, Masters Energy Oil and Gas Limited is advocating for increased domestic gas production to support the government's auto gas policy, focusing on compressed natural gas (CNG) for vehicle. The company's executive director, Felix Aribo, says CNG is a more affordable fuel than petrol and diesel, but gas availability is a challenge. He urged the government to increase domestic gas production and address foreign exchange challenges in petroleum product importation. He says the company is committed to providing affordable products and services to its customers. Aribo commended Masters Energy's advocacy for increased domestic gas production and its customer-centric approach, even as he hoped that the government will take steps to address the challenges facing the oil and gas sector and support the adoption of CNG as a fuel for vehicles. And away from that story, in a major boost for the aviation industry, Dubai carriers Emirates and Fly Dubai have placed a combined order for 125 Boeing jets at the Dubai Air Show. The combined order is worth over $50 billion and includes 125 wide-body jets, such as the 777X, a new generation of wide-body aircraft that offers significant fuel efficiency and performance improvements over previous models, and the 787 Dreamliner. This investment reflects Dubai's commitment to the aviation industry, which plays a crucial role in the city's economy. Despite increasing competition in the industry, the new aircraft, which will be delivered and start operations in 2025, will help Emirates and Fly Dubai to maintain their global competitiveness. We'll take a short break and return with stock, commodities, and market trends. Stay tuned. At the close of Monday's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, NGX, a total of 474,386,602 shares were traded in 7,630 deals. This corresponds to market value of 7,751,150,881 naira and 21 kobo. Compared to the preceding NGX trading day, Friday, Monday's data indicates a 15% decline in volume, a 39% improvement in turnover, and a 21% improvement in the number of deals. The current market capitalization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange stands at 38.8 trillion naira. In total, 123 NGX-listed equities participated in trading, concluding with 26 gainers and 19 losers. Aluminium extrusion industries led the gainers with a 10% share price appreciation, closing at 7.15 naira per share, followed by RT Briscoe, Mercure Industries, and McNichols. On the losing side, J-Paul Gold and Ventures came in last with an end-of-day price depreciation of 9.09% at 1.80 naira per share, followed by Bois Cement, Veritas Capital Assurance, and Universal Insurance Company. Fidelity Bank recorded the highest volume of 94 million traded shares, followed by J-Paul Gold and Ventures, United Bank for Africa, and Transcorp Nigeria. And at the conclusion of Monday's trading session at the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, ZSE, a total of 19,509,600 shares were traded, corresponding to a market value of 3,084,089,934.89 Zimbabwean dollars. Compared with Friday's ZSE trading, Monday's data shows a 161% improvement in volume and a 231% improvement in turnover. The current market capitalization of the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange stands at 14 trillion Zimbabwean dollars. In total, 21 ZSE listed equities participated in trading, concluding with 8 gainers and 8 losers. OK Zimbabwe led the gainers with an 11.29% share price appreciation, closing at 189.328 Zimbabwean dollars per share, followed by Econet Wireless Zimbabwe, Ryozim, and Mikos. On the losing side, EcoCash Holdings Zimbabwe came in last with an end-of-day price depreciation at 10.74% at 115.1371 Zimbabwean dollars per share, followed by Star Africa Corporation, Citco, and National Land Holdings. EcoCash Holdings Zimbabwe recorded the highest volume of 8.79 million traded shares, followed by OK Zimbabwe, Edgas Stores, and Econet Wireless Zimbabwe. In the commodity market, 1 unit of wheat is priced at 580.50 US cents. Gold is currently trading at 1,945.54 US dollars, silver at 22.25 US dollars, copper at 3.64 US dollars, and Brent crude oil is valued at 82.73 US dollars per barrel. And it's a wrap on the business news this morning. I am Alfreda Ambe Bassi. Join Grace Komalafe for the next phase of Business Insights. Stay with us.
A very big thank you, Afreta, for that business news update. And of course, if you are interested in commodity market, you got the brief. I'll just do a little bit of recap. So wheat is a little bit above $5,000, and that is $5,080.50. Gold is currently trading at $1,945.54, while silver is currently trading at $22.25. Yes, if you missed the rest of the details, kindly return to the story for more. Yes, thank you. Good morning and welcome to Business Insight. My name is Grace Komolafe. Animal husbandry is a branch of agriculture that involves the breeding, care, and management of domesticated animals for various purposes. We started this series yesterday, and we talked about cattle, raising cattle for meat and as well cow for milk. Today we will be looking at raising sheep for wool and goats for milk. Of course, to do this, we have a guest on standby in person of Adeshegun Salako. Adeshegun Salako is the CEO of Blue Gate Farms, Ogun State, and he will be joining us. I want to believe he's on standby. Good morning, Adeshegun Salako. Adeshegun, it's a pleasure having you on the show. Kindly unmute your mic. If you can hear me, kindly unmute your mic.
Okay. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, everybody in the studio. My name is Adeshegun Salako.
So we want to talk about raising goats and sheep. Of course, sheep for wool and goats for meat. And I know that both of them are ruminant mammals, but of course, they are definitely not the same. As a farmer, could you please talk to us about sheep farming, yes, goat farming, their characteristics and feeding conditions, please?
Okay. Well, to be practical and to be straightforward, goat farming and sheep farming in Nigeria is one of the basic things that, in short, it is historical, and it is even biblical. It is what we have been doing from time past, time immemorial. So almost every family is in southwest, south, from the northern part, all are into goat farming and sheep farming indirectly. But on commercial scale, to do it in a commercial scale, it involves a lot of things, investment, it involves a lot of money, it involves a lot of cares and attention also. It also involves a lot of knowing what to do, knowing what is involved in the trade, you understand? So it also involves you be on the field to learn and relearn possibly also. So goat farming is lucrative, and for anybody who is involved in it to understand that it is also what everybody should be doing if time and space allows.
When considering choosing a breed of sheep and goats, what are the main things to do? What are the major considerations?
Okay, for breeding, if you are breeding for commercial purpose, and because of the peculiar nature of Nigeria, where we are, I can't boldly, from all the years I've been doing sheep and goats, almost 10 years now, I cannot boldly say we have the breeds that we should have. Most of the times we are doing crossbreeding. We take the Sokoto red, that's red goat, because I don't want to go into the technical details. People may not easily understand. But you know, once you are going on the road, those Malam selling goat, you see that one that is red and tall, that is the Sokoto breed. You know, we call this Sokoto Red because it's almost common in the northern part of the Nigeria. And we also have the dwarf one, which is another breed. But most of the time, because of the nature I mentioned earlier, we don't easily get the full breed of what we are looking for as a farmer to start up with. Most of the times we do it crossbreeding. You get what I'm saying? Now, because of the investment involved, you need a whole lot of money to get the full breed of a typical Sokoto Red. You have to travel down to the north side.
Okay, that's, I think we're having issues with the network. I hope it comes back shortly. So we're actually talking about animal husbandry, and this aspect you're speaking to, we have Adeshegun speaking to raising sheep for wool and goats for milk. Animal husbandry, like I said earlier, involves the breeding, care and management of domesticated animals for various purposes, you know. So, and we are hoping to have Adeshegun back to, so we can continue to have this conversation. Yes, while he was talking, he talked about doing crossbreeding because they really can't get all of what they want and having to travel far from. It depends on where you are, though. For those staying around the north, the northerners, for them is just a walkover because they have what it takes. They just have it around them. But for those far away from the north, it might be a little bit difficult. Just like he said, they will have to travel down to the north to pick up every necessary thing that they need to put together to make this happen. So, but then I'm not a professional, you know, I'm just picking point from what he said earlier, and we hope that we get him back shortly. But at this moment, I think we'll call for a break. Let's go on a short break, and hopefully Adeshegun will be back with us, and we'll be back shortly. Let's go on a break. For that internet distortion. Adeshegun is back. Hello, Adeshegun. Hello.
The network is causing a whole lot of.
From where you stop, you're actually talking about consideration for choosing a breed. So we want you to pick it up from there.
Okay. Yeah. What I'm saying majorly is because of some other reason. I don't advise farmer who is intending to go to sheep and goat farming to go for full breed. Preferably, they should go for crossbreeding. It saves a whole lot of time, energy, and investment. Crossbreeding will make you to be at a point, you'll be on one leg on the side of, let's say, the Sokoto Red, and another leg on the dwarf side. So because of this, you'll be able to have a balanced breed at the end of the day. So I don't advise people to go for full breed because of the cost implication involved. You understand? But if in our settings here, what you have most especially what is obtainable in Southwest here is mixture of a breed and the other. So for breeding, I don't go for it 100%. Most especially, I do crossbreeding in my farm, and that has been working for me.
That's your advice as well?
Yeah, that's my advice.
Basically. All right, so I understand that pastures plays a vital role in agriculture, and of course it provides food for livestock and of course environmental benefits. I'd like you to speak to key elements of good pasture management and its environmental benefit to these animals.
Well, from time, even what you grow up to know is that pasteurization is the basic things farmers needs to do majorly. But things are changing. We are growing over the time. Technology is taking over. Even where are we going to get the grass? In Southwest, for example, where do you think you can get the grass? When all the hectares of land are being converted to the estates and industry. So meaning that you are not sure of the grass. And who says a goat cannot eat shawarma? That's on the joke side, yeah? Though, because you can prepare your goats in a particular settings to give them the feed that is required, that will aid their growth, aid their development, and aid your investment also, the returns for your investment. So it's not majorly pasteurization again. So we have moved beyond pasteurization. Technology has set in. We can now mill goat feed now, and you can mill their feed. We can even do it in a pelletizing form. The goat will eat it also. So technology and other reasons are taking over pasteurization, though it's still the basic and still the cheapest. That is, if you have access to it.
Thank you very much. So, what do you consider their typical diet? I know we're just talking about sheep and goat, right? Do they eat same food? Are they same feeds? So, what is their typical diet, if you want to speak to it, most especially for someone who is interested to learn more?
No, I know I jokingly said you can give your goat shawarma. No, I jokingly said it, no, but it's just a joke. Truly and basically, depending on what you are looking for. If you have a target market of, let's say, a year market to raise a goat and sell off, you need to think beyond pasteurization. You need to think of feed formulation, think of how to formulate your starter, your grower, your finisher. Just like as we do for chicken also, you do your starter, high protein, do your grower, high carb, anything you can put in place to ensure that the feed is ready for it, and do your finisher to add weight to it. Then you sell off. So it's beyond, who will even get you grass? Before you know, if you look around, maybe 10, 20 acres of land in your house, this is full of building, and you have goat to feed, to sell. So you think of how to formulate feed. The feed millers will do justice to that. By the time you take your maize, your wheat chaff, your grass, your cassava peel, your yam peel, in short, any leftover of anything is good for goats to get them to adequate weight and size for what you want to use it for. Because I know goat milk consumption is not too, we've not been having it in full-fledged in our country, but I know for meat, the market is ready.
Somehow, directly or indirectly, you have just given a brief of how you actually formulate your feeds, because I was about to ask
you can do food formulation. You can decide depending on your target.
Yes. Okay, so let's go to sharing method. What are the different sharing methods used for sheep? And as well, I'd like you to speak to the milking method for goats.
Okay, for milking method, and in goats, for example, because I've not tried that in my farm, but I know of a farm who do milking. They sell it for those who are doing cosmetic products also. So what they do is that they have a breed. There's a particular breed of goats they have, and it's quite expensive. It's even imported. It's not some of all these local goats that we see around. So if you are going into it, is quite an expensive project. So because you go and import the breed of the goats, so then when they are pregnant, you can milk them just the normal ways they do. They collect milk from almost all the animals. You have your table that you set them, they climb the table, then you milk them. But because of our climate issues, you cannot do goat milk business in Nigeria without doing a huge investment. Definitely what you spend on it, you will make it back. Yes, sure. because one, you have to go to countries like America to bring in your goats. So you have to do the goats, do their farm, their feeding process, like I mentioned. It's not always grass. It's beyond grass. You have to take in their medication and some other things that will aid them to produce the milk as at when expected and due. You understand? So I don't do milk in my farm. I only do goat meat and rear sheep for purposes. So I may not be able to delve deeply into that.
Thank you. I wanted to ask, I know sheep is different, goat is different, and apart from this physical different features,
sure,
I wanted you to speak to the profitability, like both of them separately, but you just mentioned that you don't do milking. But of course, speak to the one you do. Let's talk about the market value, the produce. Okay. When you get stuffs out of the sheep, the goat, talk about the market value. You know, looking at the investments you've actually made, what
there's a ready-made market.
At what level would you
say?
There's
a ready-made market for goat meat business in Nigeria. Almost everywhere you get to, you see the Iyalamala shop that is selling amala. They are your one-stop market. Every now and then, almost every joint now have stand. That is also your one-stop market. You also have a situation whereby people are now doing events and the result in killing goats. That is also another one-stop market. So with those markets I've mentioned, from the food vendors to the assume vendors and so, you already have a market that can take care of your animals. But the challenge we are having is this: most of the farmers, we only work for the vendors. So most of the time, it is good as a farmer to also be the vendor if you truly want to make the money. And you must also have the money, because if there are times the market is not too good, it is applicable in every other thing that we are doing. There are times the market is not too good. So basically what you do is that, okay, if assuming you have a farm and you are also doing, but on the side you have a point, it will help you to maximize your profit most of the time. But for goat business, the market is there any day, any time. So when we are growing up, I know people that it is because of that goat that I was able to raise them, sponsor their education as a result, because their mother had one or two, that once they give birth, they sell, to take care of their needs. So for goat business, the market is there any day, any time.
Okay, thank you. So you are saying meat is more profitable. Probably I'll come to join you.
Sure. What I mean.
Let me be in the same line with you. All right, so let's talk about disease management. What are the strategies you put in place to ensure that these animals are free of diseases? Or, of course, we can't rule it out completely, So for those that falls ill, what are the strategies to ensure that they come out of it, they recover as soon as possible? Disease management. That's what I want.
Okay, there's what we call routine treatment. There's routine checkup. There's physical. Once you spot your goat, once you see your goat, there are certain things he must also do. Like if I get to my farm now, I have a stick. Once I hold it, they will rush to me. That particular one that did not rush to you, you know that this one has issue. And aside that, there is monthly routine checkup that we do and treatment that we also do. Is on a timely basis. You also monitor the weather. The changing in weather, just like we human beings also, it also affects animals. So changing in weather requires that, okay, probably this is the time that we should deworm them. This is the time that we should we should give them antibiotics. This is the time to treat them this or introduce this kind of feed for them, not this kind of feed. This is the best time to graze them. You understand? These are basic things that you must do as a goat farmer. You must study them physically, know what they do, how they react to things, how they feeding. Even normally you expect your animal, by the time you pour your feed on their feed trough, you expect them to come and eat. You now see one that is sluggishly coming and you said, no, there's nothing you can do to it. So just like human being, anything can happen to them. So you must be ready to tackle anything that happen to them. Goat is one of the most animal that doesn't easily have breakout of disease. But in case it happens, you isolate. That is, in your farm, you must have a segment for sick animal, like what we call sick bay. You must always have it. So by the time you see, okay, this one is truly, okay, what do I do? Take it out of the stock and keep it elsewhere. Face it and treat it. Basically, even one of the good things about goats is that they can use the same drug human beings are using. The same ways you stop stooling with human beings, you can also apply it with goat. It works. You understand? So we have, at least we've gone to that stage to say, okay, for diaphragm now, we can also use it for goat to work. It's applicable. The same tetracycline we are using as human beings, they can also use it as a goat. You understand? So that's how it works. So you don't have a clean record, but as a farmer, once you get your vet, once you are invested in it, get your vet, get your routine if it's monthly, and when they are pregnant also, you must also be during their gestation period, must also be careful of how you treat them also. You understand? A new mother now, you cannot just introduce deworming to say you want to deworm the animal. You might probably kill the pig, the kids, or what do they call them? Kids, yeah, yes.
Okay, all right, so thank you. It's good to know that goat also has a language, so you know the way you communicate with them and they respond. You know, just like other animals, mostly the ones sure, you use as pets in the house, you know, you have people use cat, dog, even snake.
They will give them names.
So it's good to know that they have, there are better ways to communicate and they listen. Okay, so
sure.
I actually wanted to ask you a method to make cheese because I love cheese a lot, but you said earlier you are not into milking. Okay, so let's go to the next question.
But I can tell you that one. At least I know that one.
Business you mentioned as some.
Oh, it's the simplest form.
Away from that, what are other key marketing channels for these animals, sheep and goats? You know, for both their products, all of them put together, you know, what are those other key areas that, because you're in the business, you know, you might not really be doing other aspect of it, but you know how far this can go. For those that are not in it, they want to know. So what are those other marketing channels that you can share with us?
Well, for goats, there may not be much. What you do, if you are doing goat, if you want to invest in goat farming now, what you do, you time the festive period. It's a key for you to market your product. Because this, after festive period, you may not easily get, for instance, there are some people that will visit your farm, will not buy a goat of 150,000. But sir, during Ilea, during Christmas period, you will sell your goat for as much as 200,000, as long as it has what the person needs. It's law of demand and supply. So the price will be fixed. So for that, if you have that market, for those who are just coming, I want to say that first and foremost, you must experience downtime. You must experience. But the fact that you want to stay in that business, don't stay in the business. I don't always tell people to join agricultural business because of money, because most of the time we don't easily make that money. The passion therein drive us into it first and foremost. At times you might buy goats of 150,000 naira, and in the morning nothing happens in the evening, and the money you get to the farm dead. What do you do? If you don't have that passion to say, okay, if I don't make money today, I can make money tomorrow. The only business that can take you up to the top and also bring you down to the down is agricultural business. So it's just like every other life adventures. But if you are starting, know that aside those who are mentioned, the festive period is a key time for you to harvest your product and sell and make good money. So after the festive period, the next one is that, okay, by the time you are doing your goat, connect 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these bushers. Then who has this Yalamala, the canteen, the restaurants. You know, by the time you have 4 or 5 of that, you can sell. And for those who are starting and who have the wherewithal, the financial strength, see, you can get your NAFDAC registration, do goat sharing, ice them, take it to package them very well. People are doing it. Some companies are doing it. So package it very well, take it to all these grocery stores. That's another market. But the only consideration to that, unlike when there is festive period, your return on investment may not be as fast as during the festive period. So imagine you are only doing for Christmas, New Year, and probably the Ramadan festival. Imagine what you will make compared to, okay, with slaughter, with ice, we take NAFDAC number, all these procedures. So naturally, it will take time. But investment in farming generally, you don't make your money immediately. But somehow, as long as you are there, somehow God will bless your efforts. That's I'm sure of. So I don't tell people that, okay, if you buy 100,000 worth of gold today, you are making 100 million tomorrow. I don't join people to say that because I know it is not true. I don't know, maybe you understand what I'm trying to say.
Aspect, so you made mention of seasons, so saying that the peak period, those periods where you have events, a lot of activities happening. So how do you handle price fluctuation? That is one. And of course, what would you say is even a contributory factor into this price fluctuation? And again, for those periods where the market is just lying low and you have the live animals in there, how do you take care of all of this? How do you handle all of the situation? I mean, somebody might be learning, yes.
Okay, now what do you do? During price fluctuation, the best you can do is you take your risk. If you are a type who has who are buoyant enough, you might call the bluff of the fluctuation and keep your goats, keep buying feed, taking good care of them. The market will surely come somehow one day. About 2 months ago, they are selling old layers from the farm gates at 1,850. As of today, it's 3,000 naira. Just 2 months interval. So anybody who can dare it, if you can dare it, that, okay, you don't need money, not that, okay, maybe I need money for anything, then you can keep your animals, keep feeding them, because the secret is that the more you feed them, the more you take care of them, the more they grow bigger. The bigger they grow. So that one is an advantage on your part. So you can call the bluff of price fluctuation. That is number one. Number two, you can also do what is called once you do your target market, you understand the target market. Like for example, now Christmas is coming. If I have 20 goats to dispose, I must try and dispose them before the end of the festive period, at least before January. What the woman who is selling, who has a restaurant to buy for me for 20,000 naira, because Christmas is coming, New Year is coming, I can conveniently sell it for 30,000 naira or 40 or even more, depending on negotiating power. And I know that is my own boon time. When the downtime comes, I must take it like that. That is how business works. So that, okay, well, there is any solution to it? No, probably. If you are not in need, if you know, okay, at this time we'll be having downtime, keep your animal in your farm, keep taking care of them. They keep on growing bigger. You understand? So there is no practical solution to those problems except that. But if you are under pressure, God forbid that there is sickness, disease in your farm that will force you to sell unexpectedly, because at a point, if there is no demand, definitely the supply cannot determine the price. You understand? But if there is a demand, then the supply can determine the price also. That same simple economic principles applies also at this point, and that is what is applicable. Any rocket science behind that, I don't deceive people. I tell them the basic truth. You know, Christmas is coming, ensure you dispose your animals. So by the time that one is gone, you prepare another one for Easter, another one for Ileya, just like that. Right. And interval, you get 1 or 2 person who is doing that, so who can come to your farm and buy maybe 1, 2, or 3 in a month, so you can get money to feed them or pay salary, as the case may be.
Yes, thank you.
For goat farmers,
yes,
I always say,
earlier,
please don't do only
you talked about, God forbid, there is a disease in the farm. So I know we have talked about disease management, but specifically that's for the animals. So I want you to guide people, especially those that just want to get into this line of business. How do they ensure the farm is actually free of diseases? Because, I mean, this is one of the things that leads to losses like death of animals and all of that. What key strategy is meant to be employed to ensure that the farm is free of diseases? Let's do this, please.
Number one, biosecurity. Very key. Biosecurity for human being, biosecurity for animals. Okay, you already have, maybe you have 20,000, you have like 100 animals, for example. You now go and buy another 10 from another farm to your farm. Please do not join it to your stock immediately. Keep them somewhere, barricade them, don't let them mix with the one in your farm already. Barricade them, keep them, fence them off, take care of them, feed them. Now introduce them, maybe after some time, even 6 months after. For human beings, don't just let any person strain into your farm. Biosecurity management is key.
All right.
There's no
we need to go on a short
rocket
break
science
now.
to it. Biosecurity.
We'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good to know that you are still with us. Welcome back to Business Insight. That break was actually necessary. So, okay, so I want to believe that Salako is still on standby. He was talking about how to ensure the farm is free of diseases. So, Salako, if you are still there, we'd like you to wrap up on this very topic, on this very question, I mean to say, so we can move to the next topic. So, quickly wrap up on how one can ensure the farm is free of diseases.
I've mentioned biosecurity, which is the most things to do. There must be a place whereby anybody coming to your farm can dip their legs. The farm attendants should also be careful of moving around from farms to farm. You don't just introduce another new animals to your farm because you feel that you bring them on into your farm, you separate them and take good care of them for some time before you bring them to adding them to the store. These are the basic things that you do as to ensure that, okay, you don't just bring disease from outside into your farm. So over the time, the animals that you are bringing from outside will also acclimate to your farm, weather, water, and some other things. Also ensure that regularly you clear around your farm to avoid snakes, other reptiles that do feed on goats and probably their kids. So also avoid, make sure you treat your water regularly since you are doing intensive. You are doing intensive farming for them. They are just maybe around the perimeter fencing of your farm. They are not going out. Make sure you treat your water. When you want to add chlorine and other water treatments into your water, please avoid the animal drinking it at that point in time. So, and the kind of feed you must give them also, please, also more, the kind of medication also you give them is also key. So, but what I would tell anybody who is doing, who want to start this business for the first time, is have a veterinary doctors around who is also, vast in goods or animal husbandry.
Significant impact that technology has brought into this farming system.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
I didn't get the question. I didn't get the question.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, I think we lost him. So, we are almost done with the program. Yes, but I hope that we can get Salako back before we wrap up for the day. I think he has given us quite a lot of information. And if you are out there, you are looking at doing something with this business, you want to venture into it, I think those informations are key enough to help you, to guide you, and so you can move on. Okay, so because of our time, I think we just have to call it a day. I want to say a big thank you to our guest, though the internet did not give us the opportunity to get, I think, about one or two other questions from him, but it's okay. I believe we'll have more than enough. So thank you, Adeshegun Salako. That's the CEO of Blue Gate Farms in Ogun State. Until tomorrow, we'll be coming your way again with another aspect of animal husbandry. Like I said, we'll be doing that throughout the week. That's from Monday to Friday. So we're coming with something different again tomorrow on Business Insight. I want to say you stay tuned. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Of course, reach out to us. You have questions for us, please do not hesitate to do so. Until tomorrow, I see you again. My name remains Grace Komalafe. Bye for now.